Welcome to Arsenal Kids Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Arsenal Kids Podcast. My name is Madi and I'm joined by my co-host Ben. And it is great to have you join us for this episode.
Yes, hello listeners and welcome to episode number 120.
Thanks, Ben. And what are we talking about in Arsenal Kids Podcast this time?
Well, Maddie, we're going to do the first of our season reviews.
Starting with reviewing our women's team season.
We are with our men's team season review coming a little bit later this week. But a reminder to you to help us to grow our Arsenal Kids community. You can do that through liking, reviewing and sharing our podcast with others or by following us on social media.
We would love for you to join us on this adventure together.
We would. And so in a nutshell, our women's team
finished third in the Women's Super League.
They got knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup.
They won the Conti Cup.
And they got knocked out of the UEFA Women's Champions League in the first qualifying round.
We won silverware, but we were just not consistent enough through the season.
I'm sure that the head coach and support staff are not thinking this has been that good of a season for the women's team. I'm sure their ambition was to win the league and we fell short of it in the end. 5 points behind Chelsea and Manchester City. There was really too many defeats, not enough goals scored and too many goals conceded. The team just didn't seem to click in the way that we would want them to.
And are a number of things that went wrong this season.
There was a number of things that went wrong, starting with being knocked out early in the Champions League qualifiers, having got extra players into the squad, which we'll get to compete across 4 fronts. The team were rusty, with many only having played a couple of days together, and it showed. They had no friendly game in the build-up, with no time for the game plus recovery day before their first match of the season. On paper, we should have dominated these, but it just wasn't to be.
It meant no Champions League football for the team this season.
There wasn't in this time around. So let's move on to the Women's Super League, and you could see, though, the mental impact the early season Champions League defeat had on the team as they lost their opening game against Liverpool and then drew at home to Manchester United. And through the season, away defeats to Tottenham, followed by a defeat to West Ham, a draw to Everton, and then Sockgate in our disappointing showing away to Chelsea were not the highlights, definitely the lowlights of the season.
Ben, you mentioned new signings. Tell us who got in.
New signings. Well, Maddie, over the course of the season, we had 7 new players join the Arsenal. The first one to join was Amanda Illerstedt, who come from Paris Saint-Germain. She pretty much came in as a defender to cover for Leah Williamson, who was returning from an ACL injury, and did a great job. And then just as Leah was taking back over the reins in the centre of our defence, Amanda looked to begin a family, so we wish her all the best on her journey. Our next signing was winger Chloe Lacasse from Benfica, and that was followed by a big one, Alessia Russo, who joined us from Manchester United, and one who I think was really starting to find her feet towards the end of the season, and we look forward to her kicking on further next campaign. We also had Leia Codina join, a central defender from Barcelona in late August, and then Australian Kyra Cooney-Cross, who was pretty much a deadline day transfer from Hammarby IF for the midfielder.
What about mid-season? Did we bring any players there?
Yeah, mid-season we brought in 2 more players. Emily Fox, a fullback, joined us from North Carolina Courage, and goalkeeper Sarah Buhati also joined on a short-term contract as we look to cover some players that were leaving for the Gold Cup.
And who would you say is your signing for this season? And why is it Emily Fox?
Well, Maddie, for me, player signing, of the season would have to be Emily Fox. After Noel Maritz left to go to Aston Villa, Emily came in and was a notable improvement in terms of quality, style and ability. And for me, it was like she had always been a part of the team, the way she integrated so seamlessly with the club. You could almost see her American background come through as well, as she truly is an athlete in so many ways. And as her partnerships do continue to grow on the pitch, I think she can only get better.
And who made the most appearance across our season?
Well, the top appearancer, not even sure if that's a word, but anyway, was Caitlin Ford, our Australian, with 33 appearances, followed by both Katie McCabe, Victoria Pelova, and Steph Catley and Frida Mornham, all who also made 32 appearances for the team.
And our top scorer, Ben?
Our top goal scorer in all competitions was Stina Blackstenius, who matched her last year's season's tally of 18 goals. Second on the list and with the most goals for Arsenal in the Women's Super League was Alessia Russo, and that was followed by Beth Mead with 9 in total, Frida Mornham with 8, and Caitlin Ford with 6.
And what about assist?
Well, top assister this season was Beth Mead, who finished the season with 8 assists.
Great work, Beth Mead.
That took her tally of goal involvements to 18 in total. Second up was Victoria Pelova with 6 assists, and then Frida Mornham, Caitlin Ford, Katie McCabe, and Steph Catley all with 5 assists apiece.
Let's now talk about our player of the season, which was
Lotte Wubbenmoy.
And what was she? Our player of the season, Ben?
Well, our number 3 has been, I think, in the form of her life this season. She made her Arsenal debut at the age of 16, and following a spell in the United States playing college football for the University of North Carolina, Lotte has gone from strength to strength in North London. A defender characterised by her hard work, strength and heart, Lotte has been a stalwart at the back with standout shifts in our Conti Cup final and in our North London derby. Her vision on the ball has made her one of the leading progressive passers in the league, and she's also a threat in the air in both boxes, scoring twice this campaign. Her performances in the red and white also caught the eye of England Lionesses head coach, who has handed Lotte a number of important caps on the international stage this term.
And our goal of the season is...
Well, I'll let you take this one, Maddie. Our goal of the season is...
Chloe Lacasse.
It is, and it was deep into stoppage time in our second game of the season, where Lacasse received the ball with her back to goal. And after some neat footwork, she moved the ball onto her weaker foot and absolutely hammered it into the top left-hand corner from outside the penalty box to equalise the game and help us salvage a point in the fixture against Manchester United. It truly was a top bin strike, and it was a great way for Chloe to mark her first goal for the club.
It was also shortlisted for the Women's Super League Goal of the Season award.
And we'll find out shortly who won that award, no doubt.
And last but not least, our quick record of the season goes like this.
Win, a draw, but a loss on penalties. Loss, draw, win, win.
Win, 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 win.
Win, win, win. Draw with a win on penalties.
Loss, win, win, win.
Win, win, loss, win.
Win, 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 loss.
Win, 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 win.
Draw, win, win, win.
And Maddie added the extra win at the end, which was our defeat over the A-League's All-Stars team here in Australia. If we take that away, it was 33 games played in total, 26 of them ending in victory with 2 draws, not including those that we eventually won or lost on penalties, and 5 losses in total. While we had a win percentage of almost 79%, which meant we were celebrating as supporters at the end of many of our games, it was not enough to increase from last season's 3rd place finish. A few disappointing defeats and an inability to break down defences across the season means that we're going to need to do some work in the off-season to help us score goals, especially against those teams that play a low block.
We played across 4 competitions in total, just like last season.
We did, and we're going to do that again this coming season, as we hope to do even better and bring home more and bigger trophies to our club that deserve to be doing better than 3rd in the league for 2 years in a row.
One thing to note, though, was our home ground.
Yes, it was an amazing win for the supporters. We had an average home league attendance of just under 30,000, being the 11th largest of all England clubs, either men's or women's this season. And with more games at Emirates next season after 2 sellout times games this year, that is hopefully only just going to get better. But that's it for season 23-24. Now it's on to 24-25.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up for this episode. Thanks again for joining us at Arsenal Kids Podcast.
Before we sign off, we want to express our gratitude for your continued support. If you haven't already, follow, like and subscribe so you don't miss us in the future. We're going to keep working on our men's season review episode, which will be out before the end of the week. But remember, it's your love for the beautiful game that fuels our passion.
And we would love for you to spread the word about Arsenal Kids Podcast.
Yes, please share our podcast with other Arsenal kids you know and help us to grow this amazing community together.
We hope to join you back in the pits again soon.
Keep the spirit of the game alive, and until next time.
Goodbye.